I know one person that is seeing you, apart from God. LIRS is watching you. And one beautiful day, they will send you a well-written letter on their letterhead and tell you. But if you've been keeping track, it means that you know how much your expenses are, you know how much you are pricing, you know what your profit margin is, and you are ahead of them. Your business has paid tax. The income that you even pay yourself is also paying tax. It also means you have an account for your business where when your business gets money, it will now say, my salary, 30th of February. Or, I don't know, it may be in your calendar, but you pick that date and you transfer that money from the business account to your own personal account. So when they come and they tell you that all this money that is inside your personal account is for the business, whereas it was mommy that sent you some money for your personal upkeep, but that money went into your personal account, and it's that your personal account that you're using for the business. They will come and tell you you owe tax on that money too. Your school fees that they sent to you, pay. They tell you you're going to pay tax. Then you start doing back and forth. But if you keep track of everything, you are monitoring every single expense. You are monitoring all the money that is coming in. Somebody wants to pay you money. My first bank is not going. Can I transfer to your business? No, don't send it to my business access. Wait until first bank is going. Or, I also have OPay. You can also send it to me this way. You separate business from your personal account. Yes, you are the brand, but you want to make sure that you are keeping track of every single thing so that you are not exposed. Off the record, LIRS and police, they are not very different. When they come to you, it's not very different. They are coming to you, they are coming from their perspective, they are strong on that perspective. If you don't even know what the law is, if you don't have a person that is, that knows what is obtainable, they are ready to collect everything. They are ready to. So that's why you must always, keep track of those things. And in the same way, so basically, I've just, tried to cover this. But then let's talk about the pricing in terms of how much you want to be selling each item now. Apart from all the things that we've highlighted here, and your salary, which you consider to be fair for that phase, you want that business to grow. You want that business to grow. You want to be paid fairly for your efforts. You don't want somebody to say, it's not just biscuit. No, this is not just biscuit. This is cookies made hygienically, made with love, made to the same international standard that you can meet anywhere. Do you know where I trained? Do you know where I was taught? I was taught by the best. It's how you portray yourself that people would accept your brand. What do? There are averages, there are laws of averages that apply in different businesses. Like in tailoring, the ideal is that the total cost should be multiplied by 3 to arrive at the selling price. So if it cost me 10,000 to make a dress, in theory, the cost should be 30,000. That's business ideal. But it may not work where you find yourself. And therefore, you still want to make sure that you have a markup that you factored in to say, by this time next year, this business should be doing 120,000 naira. This year we are doing 100,000. And for me to do that, it means that everything that I'm doing today, after all my expenses, I want to be able to save additional 20%, and then after that, I will now set my selling price. I don't know if what I said now is clear. So if I want my business to have a 20% growth next year, it means that when I arrive at my total cost of everything I've done here, the least I can do for that business is that if the items I conclude is at 10 naira, with the way the economy is and everything, at least before I start talking about how much I want to sell it, I must first add 2 naira to make 12 naira as a fair value towards growth, a fair amount that allows me to save for growth. After that 12 naira, I can now start thinking that, okay, so how much are people selling this thing? Why? Because in case the people around you too don't know how to price and everybody is selling it for 11 naira 50 kobo, you are cheating yourself. They are making loss. You are making loss. You are not giving room for if petrol price increases in the next, if this, everything is changing. There are the parts of those changes that are realistic and commendable, and there are the places that people are overdoing it. But we are just talking about pricing fairly now. That this thing that is done like this, at all, 12 naira, we cook badasi business. Then you will now start saying, so based on this and other factors, how much do I want to sell this thing? My own wahala. At least next year, I want to be able to pay myself an additional 1 naira. That thing that you want next year is from this year that you start factoring it in. What you want to do next year is this year you will start factoring. And it's the same thing with tracking our assets too. Fine, I've bought an oven this year for 1,000 naira, but I want to replace that oven. Good afternoon, ma'am. I want to replace that oven next year. Oh, no, not next year, but it's an asset. So I'm going to replace it in 5 years. And I bought it for 40 naira. That means that on all my expenses, that 40 naira, I will divide it by 4 years, 10 naira. And I would now say that my saving towards the replacement of that oven should be 10 naira divided by 12 months. And I will now say, okay, divided by, maybe the same way that you've divided the rent. You now say, on the average, when I'm baking, I spend 3 hours on cake. I spend 40 minutes on cookies. The oven spends more of its hours on the cake. And based on that, you will now allocate hours. And you would start, the cost that you are going to use to replace the oven in 4 years is from today. Yes. It's from today that you will start, good afternoon, sir, that you will start allocating money towards those replacements. So you start allocating towards that replacement from today. And so, just to wrap up everything that we've said, sorry, we don't have much time again. A good entrepreneur is a good money manager. You achieve this by keeping records, setting fair prices for your products and your services rendered. You create an ethical business, a fair business, a sincere business. We cannot overemphasize the need for being fair and ethical in business, because you need people. You need good people around you. You give customer satisfaction. You save money to reinvest into your business. And to make profit, you market, you advertise. Today, if nothing has been, if you've not held on to anything, hold on to the fact that as you are making money today, you must be saving money towards reinvesting in your business. Which means that, this is 2025 now. You're not going to be doing a job like you used to do before, that, they will come to your shop, collect money, remove 1 day, and give 30 days. That's your own. You don't need to do that again. You use piggy vest. You use cowrie wise. you use bamboo, you save money, you create whatever application you are using. When people are paying you in your business, go to the bank you are using, even if it's Money Point, collect a POS. When they are paying you, ensure that you've set your piggy vest every day to be deducting 500 from your account. Whether you look or not, it is deducting that money, your ajo, towards your replacement, towards your growth, towards your business growth. You must always think about your business like your baby, and you would save towards its growth. Look for companies like North Takafo, or an insurance company that is affordable and that gives good insurance service. Pay for insurance. And as an entrepreneur, don't forget that you are the business. So also, as much as possible, get a form of health insurance if you can for yourself. But for the business, pay for insurance so that if your plan is to replace your oven in 4 years. But if it happens that before that 4 years is complete, something major happens to that oven, you don't have to remove money out of pocket to replace it, money that you did not plan. Because you've paid for insurance, you call those people, come here, something is wrong with this oven, and they will fix it. You call them, come and fix this thing, and they would fix it. The cost of not having insurance is always more when you need it. It's always more when you need it. We were having a conversation today that now the cost of repairing laptop is more than the cost of the laptops when we bought them. The same with phones, with everything. So the cost of not having insurance, motor vehicle insurance, 15,000, but something major happens. You are like, every year I pay 15,000 for this car, every year. But something major happens and they tell you to go and bring 300,000. Panel beta this person, this person. And before you know it, you are spending 300,000. Whereas if you had insurance, it's that of 15,000. Even if you had it for the past 5 years, it is not yet up to that cost. So we must not underestimate the value of that. So I think we have addressed these at the beginning, and we've captured it in the course of our lessons. So I would want you to also go back and ask yourself, this business I am doing, or what business do I want to do? How much do I want to charge? What is it going to cost me? Capture everything. Every expense that you incur, capture it. This one is personal. This one is business. How much should I be earning to be able to afford what I want from my life? And in all of these things that we've said, let's not forget that in securing for the investment and the growth of your business, you are part of that investment. You are part of your business investment. So you must also be thinking of, how do I want to improve my skills so that I would be matching the times, knowing the trends. Before, when we make cake, it's go-go. M&M that will be on the body of your birthday cake. Some people's childhood first birthday picture is rice, bottle minerals and everything. But now when you see cake, you will see the cake flying, and you know that, wow, times have changed. So please let us endeavor to invest in ourselves. An entrepreneur is you. You are the value of your business. We know that eventually it will become scalable. You'll be able to leave the business running and travel to Santorini and then come back and be on a yacht, and all those things will happen. But at this start-up stage, let us invest in ourselves. An investment in yourself pays the best returns. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm grateful.
Thank you so much, madam. I don't know, is there any question before we challenge to the children, to the students? Our chairman, Mommy and Sylvain, any, Professor You have the floor now. Since you are the one there.
So, thank you very much, our facilitator.
You're welcome.
I think you have been talking to the parents more often. I think our students need to be carried along to maybe some of them feel bored and some of them are even sleeping. Hello,
Yes.
self-advocate. Let me wake them up. Hello, self-advocate. Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Let's clap our facilitator once more. You clap on. It's not easy. It's easy. All right, self-advocate. I hope you understand what she was saying. Yeah, everything was clear. Yeah, good. So let me use this opportunity to just summarize to you what she has been saying all this while, okay? All that she's trying to say is, we have discussed it, me and your parents, some of us, we the staff, and your parents, we have discussed it that in the next 2 years, we don't want you to be eating Mrs. Rose Modi food again. Yes. You are laughing, Dama. And we don't want you to be eating your mommy's food again. We want you to live your own life, independent life. But you go to your own house and start living your own life. And it's called independent life. Well, how can you do it if you don't have money? How can you survive outside there? So what Auntie have been saying, she said that you need something. You need money when you go outside. Is that not so? And she's trying to tell us that you need some skills. You need some business skills, okay? When you have a business, and if you are doing that business, and if money is coming in, it means you can survive on your own, okay? What are some of your rights as a self-advocate? Let me hear. You have right to?
Right to marry.
Right to marry. Can you do it in your mommy's house? Right to? You have right to walk, okay? Right to what? Right to lie. Right to do business. I love this.
Working farmer, I work before.
Good. Working as a farmer. Right to?
Education.
You have right to education. That's good. So, in all these rights, yeah, you can practice it outside here. You can live your own life. So she started by telling us what entrepreneur is all about. What she's saying is that you need a business idea, okay? So entrepreneurship is all about starting your own business. Are you with me? Yes. Is the word too difficult?
No.
Okay, who can tell me what is entrepreneur? Is to start your own business. I don't say it now. Entrepreneur is to start your own business. Is to do what? Start your own business. Okay, who can tell me what is entrepreneur? Solomon.
Is to start your business.
To start business, yeah? Good. Roll it for Solomon now. Roll it and let it go. Let's want to try Kike. To start your business. I want to hear another person again. Okay. To start your business.
Start your work.
To start your work. Thank you. To start your work or business. Anything that can give you money in your pocket. In your office. Thank you. Anything that can give you money in your pocket. Yeah. To start your own life. We are here with your parents or your siblings. You are not going back to their houses again. Listen, buy my own soap. You are too big to be buying, for your parents to be buying soap for you, to be feeding you. By now, most of your parents are retirees. You need to be giving them money, not them giving you money. That is why you say you are what? Self-advocate. You are what? Self-advocate. So entrepreneur means what? Start my own business. Start my own business. Okay? So they make mention of some of the quality or characteristic things that can make you to start your own business. What are those things? What are those things? Let me mention them. Creativity, okay? You need to be what? Creative. Yeah? Creativity. Creativity is all about thinking. Do something new so that society will see it and say, oh, I like this picture. Who made this picture? I would like to buy it. And they will give you good money, okay? they will give you good money, and the money is, you put it in your pocket. That money belongs to you. You can use that money for anything. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When Mrs. Saloma Johnson came around and was teaching you how to make a phone stand. You remember art, yeah? Phone stand. You can sell those things. That's entrepreneur skills. Where are the farmers in the house? Let me see your hands up. Good farmers. All right. Last week you ate chicken. Is that also?
Yes, sir.
And you enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
And others are.
You are saying it again. I'm still annoyed.
It's a work that pays also. And others, we are just looking at you. Why is it few of you that ate chicken last week? Why is it it's only few of you? It's not everybody. But because of your hard work, yeah, Mrs. Rose body feel like, okay, let me appreciate you people. And she gave you one chicken. Go and slaughter it for the farmers. And you people enjoy it. Is that also? Okay, if you want to start business, you have to think of something. Think of that thing that you want to do. Like now, Solomon, Divine, and Fikayo, they are into farming, okay? Poultry farming. If you put it into practice, that will be bringing money in your pocket. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That money belongs to you. You can use that money to start your own life. Mayowa, you are into what? Your vocation. Okay, your vocation. Which one are you doing? Tailoring, good. So if you can make dress for your parents here, they will buy the dress and you have money. You can't be asking people for money to be buying shawarma. By now you should have your own money. Yeah, yes. You should have your own money to buy your own shawarma by yourself. Is that not so? Thomasin, are you with me? Okay, you want to say something?
I like hair making.
You like hair making? Good.
I want to open shop.
Thank you. Roll it for Thomasin. Roll it, and let it go. So you are promising me by next year you will not go back to your sister's house again. You open your own shop, start making your own money, go and rent a house. Did you hear me? Yes. Rent a house.
I asked him my sister.
Yes.
He said that I want to open shop.
Good. If
do hair making.
Hair making.
Thank you.
I clap for Thomasin now. Yeah, that's her business idea now. She can open a shop and start her hair making, tying of gele. That will bring more money in your pocket.
I want the cash.
Cash, thank you. I like this English, cash. She can have her own cash, okay? Creative means if people are doing this hairstyle, you think of another hairstyle that will make it more beautiful, okay? Thomasin, so that when customer come to your shop, you should be able to like make him look good. Next time, he will still come back again and be paying you bigger money, okay? Then you need to create, it says some of the quality again. You take risks, okay? I've told you, taking of risks, you need to go outside. You have stayed long in your parents' house. You don't want to leave your parents, you have to. So that is risk taking. You have to come out. Say, I want to be independent. I want to live my life. That's risk taking, okay? So you need to take risks, okay? Then another one is hard work.
No problem.
Okay. Sorry, so our time is up. Don't worry. We'll see ourselves during reading club, okay? And I'm going to tell you more. Thank you very much.
So entrepreneurship is finding something you love to do and using it to make money. It means starting a small business with your skills, your idea, or your passion. So something that you are already doing right now, some people are into tailoring and stoning. That is an entrepreneurship idea. You can start business with that. If something that you love doing, if it is something that you are actually passionate about. You know, why I'm saying this is because when we talk about being an entrepreneur, like he said, starting a business, you might want to think about it in a very difficult way. Like it must involve sitting down, budgeting 100,000 naira, and then putting big money so that you can start a big business. No, it can start from the corner of your room. The corner of your room can be the place where you actually start entrepreneurship. Like I was reading a story about somebody that started baking. And where did she start? From her mom's kitchen. She would just go to her mom's kitchen, make pop-off, make cookies, and the person started selling. Before you know it, she started making more money and she had to expand out of her own mom's kitchen. So entrepreneurship can be something that you love doing. It doesn't necessarily need to be something that will be stressful. It doesn't necessarily mean that because somebody is making cars, because you want to become an entrepreneur, you must start making cars. No. What you love doing, you love playing with your phone, you love chatting on the internet, you love taking pictures, you love posting those pictures. Posting those pictures can graduate to become content creation, where you post pictures online, people see the pictures, they like it, and with that, you are actually making money. So start with what you love. The first step is think of what makes you happy. What do you do that makes you happy? It might be drawing. Maybe you just like scribbling things on paper. I was telling her something as I was seated here. We were trying to write names on this certificate paper. And both of us were complaining that we have bad handwriting. Some people can write really well. Some people can do art expressions. You know, I was watching the internet one day and I saw somebody. What did he do? He took a can of paint and he poured it on a board. He poured another paint. He poured another paint. And he sold it for about $100,000. Something he loves doing. It's just like he's playing and he's making a lot of money. For some people, $100,000 is like your salary in like maybe 10 years. But somebody makes it just because they are actually playing. It can actually be cooking also. Some of you might love talking. You love gisting with people. You love sharing your experience. Maybe sometimes when Tama goes to the market, she wants to come back and she wants to gist with her friends, or she wants to tell her friend, oh, I went to the market today. I saw this man. I saw this woman. They were carrying pepper. They were carrying tomato. I laughed at this thing. I laughed at that thing. That in itself is actually a business idea. They call it podcast. You know Gen Zs now. They call it podcast. People sit down together and they are gisting. And they post their content online. And they are making a lot of money from that. Another one is using your phone. Can also be a business idea. So, some of the ideas you can think of when it comes to cooking is, and this is what I would say, when you are thinking of entrepreneurship, the best thing is start small, grow big. Don't stress your mind too much on, do I need to hire 5,000 workers? Do I need to open a big shop? No. For example, she says she loves photography and she wants to open a shop. But before you open a shop, you can take your mom's phone and take pictures of flowers. You can take picture of your house. You can take picture of the street. Sometimes when the cloud is looking very beautiful, you can take pictures and you can post it. You can just write under it, this thing makes me think about this. All of those things are entrepreneurship ideas. Now, entrepreneurship must not always be traditional. For many of us in this room, adults, when we think of entrepreneurship, if you don't see somebody rolling pin on flour, if you don't see somebody cooking, if you don't see somebody cutting something, you don't think the person is being an entrepreneur, but that's not true. Entrepreneurship can come in several forms. For example, look at Mr. Ben, our camera person. He's an entrepreneur, but he's not cutting anything. He's using his camera and is actually making money. So when it comes to cooking, some ideas you can think of is fruit, vegetables. We are in Ramadan period, right? This is fasting period. People want to break their fast. They don't want to just eat eba immediately. When they break their fast, they won't take fruits. You can buy fruits, cut it with maybe knife that is not too sharp or something like that, so that at least you don't take too much risk when you are starting. Do you understand? You take small risk and then you increase gradually. You can also make smoothies. Some of you have blenders in the house. Take the fruit, throw it inside, switch on the blender, it becomes a smoothie that you can sell. You can also make snacks like pop-off and small chops. The goal here is to start small and grow big. You can start by making items that are less risky and then grow from there. I mean, of course, when you are doing some of these things, it is advised that you have supervision. And that's why you are here with your parents and caregivers. It's advised that you have supervision when you are doing those things so that you don't harm yourself. Another one is drawing. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone here that can draw. You can draw. Beautiful. Why are you doubting him? Tama, why are you doubting him? He said he can draw. Leave him alone. So, some of the ideas you can get from drawing is maybe you can define card. Hello, don't let's get carried away. So, you can design cards for wedding ceremonies or birthday. You can make design posters. You can create art forms. Like I said, somebody splashed paint on a board and sold it and made money. Art can come in different expression. So you can look for the one that you love doing and then go about it. You can also explore other ideas like maybe sculpting or molding. For example, people that use clay to make jugs. Some of you have mugs in your house. Those mugs were made by molding. They molded them and they made them. So, you know, have you seen clay before? Clay, like sand. Like that sand that used to gum together. That mud sand. Some people take that mud sand, they remove all the stones, they remove all the dirt, and then they put it on something. That thing is rolling. They are using their hand to guide it until it shapes like that mug that you are using to drink water. Or clay pots. They mold it, something like that. It can be, not glass cup per se, glass cup is, yeah, like mug and all of those. Some of you have ceramic plates in your house. Some of them, that is how they made them. So after making them like that, they put them inside fire, they add in, they paint them, and then they sell it to you. So that's how those things are made. So the next one is, like I said, I'm trying to be very fast because of time. Another one, some of you like using your phones. You like using your phones. You like posting on WhatsApp. Yes? Yes. Exactly. You like using your phone. So sometimes, instead of watching film all of the time, hello, self-advocate. So sometimes, instead of watching film all the time, you can take the business your mom is doing. Maybe sometimes your mom is cooking, or maybe sometimes your mom is going to work in the morning and she's going to her shop. You can take a picture of your mom's shop and put it on your WhatsApp status. This is what my mom is selling. Do you understand? This is what my mom is selling. You explain what your mom is selling under. You don't know. Somebody that you have their contacts can see that thing, and the person needs it. Like one day, me and my landlady were having a discussion, and she told me she wanted a laptop. And before you know it, in the afternoon, a friend of mine posted a laptop that he was selling, and I bought it from him. If he had not posted that laptop, you know, I would not know that he has the laptop, and I will not buy it from him. People want what you have, but they will not pay money for it if they don't know that you have it. Do you understand? So your phone is that avenue to actually make people know that I have this thing. For some of you that can draw, that drawing, when you finish drawing it, take a picture, post it on WhatsApp, post it on Instagram. People see what. I met a lady last year when we were having this program that we're having. We're going around interviewing people. She has CP, that's cerebral palsy, but she's a writer. She has written 3 books. In short, I bought one from her on that day. Do you understand? You can write books. There is no idea that is too small to put in a book. People are looking for your idea. You know, sometimes if you start a business and it's going well, you can write your experience. As a person with Down syndrome, you can write your experience that when I was starting this business, these are the challenges that I faced. This is how I scaled those challenges. People are interested in learning. For some of us that are parents here, you know, mommy said something the other time that look for a support group, look for a community. Not everybody might have access to support groups, but the books that you write, the ideas that you put down, when I first discovered, what did I do? How did I scale that fear? How am I now living now? You can put those ideas inside books. People would want to buy it. So, I spoke about some things about people that likes to use their phone being entrepreneurs. What they are usually called is techpreneurs. Techpreneurs, people that use their phone or their laptops to actually make money. Example of techpreneurs are people that are content writer. They write content. For example, Tama goes to the market, she comes back, she makes a blog out of writing markets, out of going to market rather. My experience in going to the market, day 5. She writes it down, she posts it. People read it. People like it. Somebody wants to support her page. That's a content writer. Content creator. As she's going in the market, she sees something very interesting. 2 people are arguing, or 2 people are bargaining business. She brings out her phone, makes a video, posts it on Instagram. People sees it. People likes it. Content creator. Use social media wisely. Not every time just scrolling. Sometimes open an account for yourself and plan to grow that account. Offer something unique. Find a mentor, your caregivers, your parents, talk to them. This is what I love to do. How can I become better about it? improve your business skills, and register your business. So I think we've already spoken about this, so I won't go there again. So I don't want us to watch this video, and that will be all.
Sold more than $1 million worth of cookies. Colette DeVito is a business owner in Boston who for the last 5 years has sold more than $1 million worth of cookies. Colette, who has Down syndrome, said baking is what always has made her happy.
So actually, I always loved baking since I was 4 years old. From high school, I have been taking baking classes. It was a hard time for me. I have no friends. I didn't have a social life. I got really understand, and that's why I have been taking a baking classes.
After college, Colette found it difficult to find a job, so she turned to her mom, who helped her create her own job, CEO of Colette's Cookies. Colette doesn't only sell cookies. She authors books and runs a nonprofit, which helps people with disabilities get jobs. Her favorite thing to do. Colette's Cookies now has 15 employees, some of them with disabilities, and they have an inspiring leader to look up to.
No matter who you are, you can make a great difference in this world. Not pick up being without or do not focus on your disabilities. You only need to focus on your abilities.
All right. So you can see that she's actually making progress, and she started with what she loves doing. So even right now, when she's baking cookies, it's not like a chore to her. It's not like hard work. It's something that she loves doing. And by creating that opportunity for herself, she was also able to create opportunities for others around her. And I think this is a lesson for we parents and caregivers too, that no idea is too small. No idea is too big for your words to actually try. Support them, encourage them, and you never know what can come out of that idea. So I think I'll just stop there and then we can proceed.
For those who came in before, who came in late, my name is Kike. At the moment, the theme for this year has to do with bonding and empowering, bonding and also building futures. So we'll be doing more of a self-reflective moment, having interaction with ourselves. So please, it's going to be a participatory session where we will brainstorm together and we move. So now, I love doing icebreaker a lot. And while we were doing introduction before, some of us were not here. So I will just need you to, from you, Ma.
My name is Oluwa Punamople. Well, as soon as the parent detects that the child is dealing with Down syndrome, I will advise that to get in contact with anyone that knows about Down syndrome, so that you can easily start from the beginning. Because at times you find out they are living with it, but we don't have anywhere to go. We just give them, treat them the way we treat normal children and all those things, and we believe that they will catch up. But as soon as we detect that this person is dealing with Down syndrome, it's better to look for an advocate, somebody that knows about Down syndrome, or a foundation that's based on this child Down syndrome, so that you can learn and begin to train them from the beginning, and then you catch them young, so that they can at least begin to live on their own gradually as they grow up.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Actually, those people that used to come along, that having the same problem like Down syndrome, I only encourage them that there is always ability in disability. That is, they will become what God ordained them to become, no matter how it's going to be. Their journey may be slow, may be retaliated in a form, but I always encourage them that they should hope in the Lord that these children, they are going to become what God expects them to be in life. They shouldn't be worried, at least one way or the other. If others are taking 40 years to do something, they are taking 4 years to achieve something, automatically by 8 years or 10 years, they will surely achieve their own.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mrs. Tosis Booker. My own advice to someone that gives birth to Down syndrome, number one is to, first of all, see it as a God gift. There is a reason for that child to come in that particular form. Then you should let both the father and the mother make their mind to be rest, that they do not be worried, because from African mentality to believe that a child born in such a way, we see them as evil or challenges that in the family problem, so we shouldn't see it as that. We should see it as God's gift, and there is a reason for a child to come that way. Then we seek, just like my sister said, we should seek from people that knows better, like and a place like this, or someone that you know that he knows better, then you seek advice from them. I believe with that, the child will come out to fulfill destiny.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
My own advice to the new parent is that he or she, a parent should not lose hope for a child born with Down syndrome. Like, they have hidden potential in them, and they are very talented, that we should not lose hope for them, and that we should come to a place like this so that they can embrace whatever they want to do in the future.
My name is Elsa. A child with Down syndrome is very challenging. It needs a lot of patience, love, and tolerance. So please, every parent should show love to their child and a lot of patience. That's what I can say. The school will do more, but you need a lot of love for that child. And you see that child becoming a better person.
My advice to a new parent with Down syndrome is that they should show utmost love for that child and care, because when you don't know about it, you think the child is evil, but there's a lot of strength. There's a lot of the child with Down syndrome has a lot of dignity. If you take care of that child, and sometimes we are confused where to go. And now, like some of us knows about it now, you can meet to walk up. Don't hide that child. Walk up to him, speak, talk to somebody. Somebody may know somebody that will know somebody that will connect you to where you can get the right way for that child. We should not always keep the children at the back. So we are hiding it. Like some people will want to hide the child down. This one has challenges, let me hide. No. Bring that child out. You don't know where you will locate that person that will help you. So we should always, my advice to them that they should always open up what is happening. And by so doing, to help that very particular child.
All right, thank you, ma'am. As Mommy said earlier, she said there's ability in every disability. So I think it's just a uniqueness, and I think everybody needs teamwork. It's teamwork that makes things like this work out and makes it easy for parents. Like the father is present, the mother is present, the siblings, everybody are all together, and they are showing love and support. So I think that's thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nancy. I really do believe that talking to people about the Down syndrome is very important. Exposing the children, making them feel loved, and ensuring that you engage them in activities that will help them develop and get better. That is what I would do.
Thank you very much. All right. So I love the fact that while we were saying this, we mentioned the point that you need to be at that point of realization.
For a child with Down syndrome, the parent may find it difficult to detect in the early stage until you find out that the child there is not developing as you wanted. And the best place to go first, if you have somebody, a child that is not developing as usual, take them to the hospital. Let them do certain tests, and then from there, you will know where to go. The best thing, once you detect that your child is not is unable to hold the leg, or by 3 months, you expected the child to hold the leg, and it's not doing that. When it's supposed to claw, she's not clawing, then you know there's a problem. It's not an easy task to have a child with Down syndrome. Let me tell us, it's not an easy task. Because the way our society look at them, even in the hospital, when you take them to the pediatric session, they criticize, they look down on you. What is this child? What are you bringing to that hospital? Until you find a loving nurse or a loving doctor who will call both of you. It's not something a woman alone can do. It involves both the parents. Because most of our men, once they detect that the child is having problem, they leave everything to the lady to be going about, you are the problem, maybe you know how to find, but it's the work of God. Because during the period of cell division, nobody was there. It's due to one cell that is leading them to have Down syndrome. So once you detect it, then, and you are able to get people that can advise you, then you can take that advice by looking for a foundation where you can take them to. But how many people how many foundations we have in this country? So that's the problem. But if you have your means, some people that have the means, they can take them abroad. They are well accepted over there than this place. So it's only God that is helping the parents that have a child with Down syndrome. And then, as the people have already said, that we need to show them love. You have to accept them.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate. Okay, thank you. If you have any concern, you can always signal to some of them so that we don't distract us. Thank you. So like Mommy said, I appreciate it that she was able to tell us that even from conception, some parents don't even, we have some people who are too ignorant. They don't know what Down syndrome is. They are not conversant about what it might be. And yes, it brings us to the point of speak out. So I know that from our different experience, everybody has different experiences. We can't have the same experience. So the way it's peculiar to you will also be different from the way the other person experiences it. So I wouldn't want to take much of our time, but I would just want maybe two of our self-advocates to just tell me one beautiful moment you had with your family. Just two?
Going out by helping them to walk and by going out by doing party with them and show love with them.
This is like my dad is my mommy from church. I do my stuff. I'll be dancing.
Okay, when you eat rice and chicken.
Sundays.
Good afternoon, everyone. I had to be with my sister, my mommy, my daddy. But dad had to go with me to the market.
Okay, so I like the way everybody said it. So to him, when he goes to church, he loves the moments when we are coming home from church. He loves partying with mommy. I'm sure he liked the jollof rice. It's also a beautiful moment. And she said, I like that fact that she said she went to the market. So even when mommy gives you load, plenty load to carry, you like that moment. Say mommy, bad you with plenty load. Carry this one, you hold. Carry that one, you hold. It's a beautiful moment for you. So that brings me to the next session, which talks about self-determinism and the principle behind mental capacity. Like we all know, when it comes to Down syndrome, they have this restriction with learning disability. There are some decisions you might have to help them with because it takes a little while for them to process whatever is going on. And that brings me to let you understand that in applied behavior analysis, in applied behavior analysis, we have different principles when it comes to mental capacity. Now, the first one talks about presumption of capacity. Now, what do I mean? As adults, like the neurotypical individual, we understand that, okay, my child who is neurotypical can think for herself. Whenever she is at home, maybe she's eating, she knows that if her food drops, she's supposed to pick it up, or whatever happens, she's supposed to be proper. That is presumption that, okay, this child is going the proper way. I know this child is well developed, so she should be able to do one or two things. This is the stage where we talk about the toddler age. There are these little basic things we expect them to know. And even when they grow up, the way a child, an individual of like 25 will behave should be different from the way a child of 5 years should behave. So this presumption, you can assume in your head that, okay, they are 25 years old, so why should you behave this way? But now, when it comes to individual with special needs, we presume that, okay, even, and that comes from the part of the ignorance one. For those who don't understand, you know, after all, it's home. There are some things you should still understand. There are some things you should do properly, which is a very wrong concept. But that is how humans would always think. The first thing they would always think of is old. He can think. For the adults, he can do this, he can do that. After all, if you tell him if you want to beat him, he will run away. If you want to harm him, he will run away. So that is the African, let me put it out, African mentality. Now, the second principle says individuals being supported to make their decision. Now, the individual, the first one is about presumption, but now the second one is about, because you feel the individual cannot think properly, I want to do the thinking for them. A good example, did everybody come for the gala night last year? Last year when Down syndrome had their gala night and yes. And the video shown by WAP TV, where a parent was trying to hide the child, and then the other child came out and was doing selfie with his parents, and then they were like, but they are almost the same person. Why are these people flaunting their child while you are hiding your child? Now, the other parent gave their child the opportunity to explore. There was freedom to make mistakes. And let's be honest with ourselves here. How many times have you thought to yourself, I've made one mistake or the other? It's okay to make mistakes. We have the tendency. There are some things we do that is try and error. Thank God when my partner was talking about entrepreneurship, we do a lot of business that as soon as we start like this, you know that, what kind of business is this? I shouldn't have tried it at all. The days of MMM, some people did MMM. It went. And the days of, okay, they said I should go and bring one person. If I do one network, if I bring another person, I bring this person, I will get plenty money. And then you start doing, okay. And then at the end of the day, you realize it is energy. But as parents, it's high time we let them know that, okay, they can make mistakes. They can make mistakes. But they also can make some choice. But sometimes we need to let them just feel free with us and say, the reason you cannot do it is because this is why and this is why. So please, sometimes let's try to give space for discussion. I remember very well when I was still doing my care job, the child I was dealing with was within the age of 5, and no, she was within 3, then she was still learning to hold her spoon to eat. And then I had this headache of, she's going to mess everything up, and the headache of claiming is my own problem. But child psychology says you have to let her do it for her to gain satisfaction. And then I'm in between of, I just felt this flow, I just walk. You want to play, me I want to walk. And I'm like, let me quickly finish this work. I have time for it. You are going to class, you have to go to this. And then I'm, please understand. The child is looking at me and saying, I don't know why you don't want me to eat my food. But me, I'm selfish. I want to do this thing, I want to get out of here. So oftentimes, even if we don't give them the opportunity all the time, let us always please create that space for discussion. So that if they are asking, well, I wanted to choose my food by myself, you say, don't worry, you can choose food, but this particular one, they are danger zone. You cannot go there because now I'll be the one to look for medicine. When you hit it, I'm going to start looking for what to get for you. So there are places where we have to do discussion. We are supporting them. They want to make the decisions, and you might now be like, okay, instead of choosing this, you have other options. Let's ignore this one. Let's do as let's go. So, okay, which one do you want to choose? And the third one says, unwise decision. I was forward the other time and I was talking about how our decisions, we make some decisions that are very, very erratic. And then we end up realizing, how am I going to go? What am I going to do? It's okay for them to make mistakes. Now, when I'm talking about mistakes, in I would always refer to childcare because I'm a childcare. And in childcare, there is something we call play, as in dangerous play. The Oyinbo will tell you that it is okay for you to let children make dangerous play. Now, it is not like you will now sit down far away and make them make detrimental, dangerous injury. You are guiding them, but you are letting them understand that you can take risk. There are some risks you have to take. It is not for now, it is for the future. It gives you, it boosts your energy to stay safe and say, okay, I can take this risk. Although it might harm me, but there are two options. It's either I win or I lose. So these kind of things help them know that, okay, there are some decisions that we make that are delicate. At that point, when you know they are delicate, it is now time to do round table discussion. Because the weather is cold, the rain might fall, we need you to understand it is for your own health. But whenever they say they want to do it once in a while, we can give them just one option of trying it one day. And then when they come back and they experience it, little things, they'll be like, okay, but I told you, now we understand better and we don't make these decisions. Now the fourth one says best interest. There are some decisions you make for them and it is for their own interest. It's not like you want to be selfish, but it is about this is for their own good. This is what is highly important. This is what is needed for them. I need to make this decision. And one of the best interesting decisions you make was bringing them to Down Syndrome Foundation for them to come and learn some of these skills. Because the truth be told, nobody is ready to die now, or you won't be here forever. And then there will be a moment where they have to think of, even if they don't think of, it is a moment to know that, okay, if I'm not available, these skills, some people might have, she was talking about stoning, some of them might be very, very good with that work. Some of them are very, very good with they did showcasing during the gala night, and we saw some of them during guided support, bringing out the fabrics they wore and how you were held. So now for some people who see them in the environment, they can say, okay, this particular person, if she's in the tailoring department, we can still help her discover herself. She can start doing this and she'll make money from it. So I really wish we are grasping, we are getting a little bit, if there is any place you want me to clarify, I stand to be corrected, you can always, okay, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Then, this part is about choice making. And this is also more like an discussion. What are the challenges of respecting your child's choice? How do you manage respecting your child's choice when you make decisions? Okay. The question says, what are the challenges in respecting your child's choice? Now, it has been reframed. Have we ever respected any of their choice? Okay, ma, can you share?
When we want to go out, and I want her to wear a particular clothes, whatever she wants to wear is what I'll just say, okay, is that what you want? And she says yes. And it turns out it's always very nice. So these days, really allow her to make those decisions about her clothing whenever she wants to wear one again?
Actually, I think I'm guilty of that. Because I don't think I have respected that kind of friend. Because when I tell you that this is what you do, and he's so adamant, I'm going to do it this way. We have exchanged views. Yeah, I'm telling you the truth.
I love your honesty, man.
We have, you know. When she was growing up, she basically lived with her mom. She's our last born. It's not my child. I'm the last born of the family, and I don't stay around. So she has to come here when mom died because there's nobody to stay with. If she's staying with me, I have to go out to work. My children are not around, so it's going to be difficult for her to be alone, and we have to lock the whole house down for her. She can't stay alone in the house, so it's under lock. So I have to bring her here. So when I talk to her, I want her to take what, what I want her to do. Because I believe I have the best interest, best outcome for her. But she will tell me she will not do it. Only I believe her there, and me too, I will not take it. So this particular day, she really pushed me. I wasn't expecting it. You know, when you turn your back and don't expect that it's going to act, she pushed me that if I did not hold something or be careful, I will bang my head. And after that time, I take my distance from her. I said, okay, whatever you want to do. But even if she's doing it, I'll remove it. I said, you can't go with that. The only day I asked her to, okay, put on something, do whatever you want to do and everything. By the time she gets outside there, she has to come back. Because what she's putting on is that spraying. And you tell her, oh, this is what I want to do. People will be looking at you. But at least I'm learning. Because there's something again that she said now. I laughed when you said it. It's not even about her, about my own son. This thing happened just yesterday night. I'm sorry to take a long time because there are some things that we think we know how to do best that we are making some mistakes. I learned it just now. This my son is working with UBA as a background. And just yesterday night, I was in my room when he came in and said, Mom. And I said, no, this is it. He said, you know what? You always want things to be your own time. Once you have said it, it has to be just no alternative. And that was what you said now. And I was just laughing. I said, okay, now I'm learning. I think I need to pipe low because that's what the way we are brought up. My dad's very strict. And so I said, only because you are young when I died. I think you will have no kind of father we have. You know, when you hear to me, you will run. Things like that. And so it's good to learn, it's good to allow them, it's good to let them make their mistakes, and when they make the mistake, they will come around. And I think I always want her to make a mistake. It's a better way of learning. So when they find out that they are wrong, they will not come back themselves. So I don't want to be the one that will tell her to do this again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you. I really appreciate your honesty and your transparency about that. Like she said, the truth of the matter is sometimes it is not like we want to duplicate. It is the way we grew up. There is a gap between at place of work. We realize that it is so interesting that we have the millennial, we have the Gen Z, and we also have the older alpha. And now it's so interesting between the battle that is going on at place of work. Because the Gen Z will tell you, my mental health is at stake. I cannot work under pressure. And the millennial will tell you, I cannot offend my oga because I have my job to hold on to. But Gen Z will tell you, I don't bloody care. I'll get another job. And the older will be like, you don't want to listen. We are telling you this and saying, no, back in those days it did not work. We want to make our mistake and we be corrected. So please, let's understand that the world is revolving. It keeps going round. And so, now, she already said it, and that brings us to talk about how we support them to make choices when they find it very difficult. Now, this is a point where it is not about they've made the choice. It is now a point of they want to make the choice, but they don't know what to do. Now, you've given them different choices, but now they have issue of how am I going to make that choice? They might have multiple choices to make from, but the issue is it is so many and they are confused. This is a moment where they need the support and guided support. It's left for you to now say, okay, I think what I'm going to do. The Google is our friend. ChatGPT is our best friend. Write stupid thing inside ChatGPT. Our mummies, you need to upgrade because ChatGPT is the recent one. AI has taken the stage. So even if you think you cannot type, do voice recording and tell ChatGPT, this is what I want. I don't know what to do. Give me ideas. It will give you 100 ideas. It's now left to now say, okay, you're giving me ideas. Can you please narrow it down to the best one that can work for you? Now it's left for you to now say, okay, is this detrimental to her health? Is it good for her or is it going to be harmful? It's okay to ask questions. I'm sure our facilitators here are also willing to help. So maybe whenever you are in that situation and I feel like you don't know how to support them well, you need assistance, you can always call them. Understand? So now confidentiality. What should be private? We are guilty. When they tell you, don't tell anybody, and the moment they tell you everything, instantly, who did this? I'm always having everything. Because me as a person said, when I tell you don't tell somebody, and the next moment you are telling somebody, the trust is gone. So please, it is very crucial. And unfortunately, Africans are guilty. We don't understand, we don't understand that thin line between confidentiality and being smart. The question is, don't tell anybody. I have been wise enough to know that when they tell me don't tell anybody, I will say there is a condition. If it is what is needed to be told, I will tell you. So let us understand. If it is something we must fight for, I will say it out and we must fight it out. But if it is something you want me to just keep for you, it doesn't have any harm, it's okay, I will keep it. But there are some cases where we unfortunately keep what is not supposed to be private. What do I mean? So I happen to work with not only individuals with special Down syndrome, we also work with individuals with autism. And recently, during one of my classes, we had a case of a particular child, parent, whose uncle raped the child. Unfortunately for them, the child went to school. It's a special needs school on the island. And the teacher noticed spottings on the girl's child, on the girl's clothes. Now the teacher called the child, because it was still in the morning, I was like, okay. They took him to the clinic and realized that this is not normal. They took the child to the clinic and the doctor said, this is not normal. They took him to the hospital, took the child to the hospital. And then they called the parent that you have to come. The parent came and they told her that somebody has been abusing the child. She looked at the child, she said, oh. And she looked away. And then they were like, did you hear what we said? Oh, yes, we were addressing it. It's a family thing. And she kept quiet. But the school were like, no, this is dangerous. So if the mother is not going to take it up, the school will take it up. And then she said she was going to sue the school. But it's none of their business. Now, these are cases, they are not stories, they are true life stories that they happen. And then parents that are supposed to fight, you start hearing, I don't want people to, I'm a person of prestige, I don't want them to know that this is what I'm going through. And then they keep what are not supposed to be kept. Now they are not just keeping it for the child, because they are harming the child, And then the child will grow up to realize that several guys will start abusing her. When they were supposed to fight for her, they did not fight. So sometimes we need to understand that there are some things that are not private that we need to fight for. We have a lot of law cases. It's always interesting the way I see how violence, Lagos State is working. The rate at which they arrest abusers. All you need to do is pick up your phone, call them. They are your beck and call. That is their energy is always very strong. Their Black Maria is available. They will go wherever you want them to go. But when you decide to say no, I'm not ready to talk. Let us keep it. The Yoruba have this way they will say they want to cover it. It should be within the family. So please, I beg you in God's name. It might not even be sexual harassment. It might even be some streets, what they call neighbors. The way they talk down our children, the way they name calling. It is time to start voicing out. You name call my child, I will give it back to you. You don't talk to my child anything. Develop their self-esteem. So that when they are insulting them, they might not do it, they should not overdo it, but they should have a polite response, they should have a ready-made. I like the way when you give them self-advocate, they have a ready-made answer for somebody who insults them. So that next time when you are coming, you know that you are collecting that insult and you don't behave. So that come and report to me, the parents. And I'll tell you that, no, what did you do? My child will not say that if you have not said something. So please, let's always know that there are, in as much as you want to have confidentiality, there are some things that should not be private. And also, it's confidentiality limited. It is highly limited. Because there are some moments where they are down moments. Some children are very withdrawn. If you don't know when they have their mood swing, if you can't just identify when they are going through their top moment, it might be a very, very difficult thing to do. And if the trust has been destroyed, find it very difficult to get it back. So we need to really, really work on how we do that. And finally, we are done. It is time to play. We have some games. I don't know whether they will have energy to play the games. The circuit, the way you see your light that comes up. So this whole thing is going to be a physics that wants to show you that, okay, the way the circuit that connects with our voltage, that brings out light and makes light come up when it comes up, and the way your siren ring, when your bell rings, what comes together to bring that. So it is about brainstorming. I really wish this place is a round table so that everybody will see. But I think we are going to make do with it. So let's do it. So whatever I'm going to do, I have to start with this. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then there is an alphabet that is. So I'm going to place this in my board. Now we would have to bring it here, but you have to be careful because my own phone can control it. So it's more like a remote.